Now, lastly, was it a good idea for airlines to ban smoking?
Yeah, probably was.
Why would you say that?
You know, they stunk up the place.
No, that's not true.
Although I suppose if you looked at it on paper, no, they probably would be doing better financially if they hadn't banned smoking.
No, that's not true neither.
Well, what the do I know? I don't even know who invented a plane. I don't even know why you're talking to me. I have nipples, Steve. Can you milk me? Was it a bad idea? What?
Well, the question is, it was almost certainly a bad idea. It was a lousy idea, in fact, because when smoking was allowed, the cabin air was completely replaced with fresh air every 3 minutes. And now the airlines save money. They save up to 6% of their fuel bills by using a mixture of fresh and recycled air.
And SARS.
Yeah, using under half the amount of fresh air needed for comfort, increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the cabin, causing dizziness and nausea and allowing viruses to thrive. Passengers think that because they can't smell smoke, the air is fresher. This is not so. Apart from anything else, it has dramatically increased the number of air rage incidents. One of the earliest reported incidents of air rage involved a passenger in first class, probably trying to take his mind off cigarettes by drinking too much, and he was refused another drink, and so he decided to lodge his displeasure and shat on top of the food trolley. So this is why I was a little sharp with you, Rich, because on a financial level, they've actually made money.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you might say if you're a shell, it's a reasonably good idea.
Right.
But it's a bad idea because the health of the passengers suffers enormously as a result of this. So let people smoke, the air gets scrubbed much better, people are in a better mood all round, and everything is
And then your
increased.
taste buds are shot so you can actually eat shit for food.
You can.
Well, so with all that in mind, I would urge you to follow this advice from Hermione Gingold on the subject of airline meals. Anything that's white is sweet, anything that's brown is meat, anything that's grey, don't eat. Until 2008, it was legal to smoke what I'm talking about in Dutch coffee shops, but now they've changed the law. So what is it? Yes.
Tobacco.
He's clever. He's right. We thought you might say cannabis, but you're too smart.
No, they don't mind you smoking that. They encourage it.
Yeah.
I went to Amsterdam when I was 19 years old, and I don't do drugs, and I'd never done drugs, and I sat in this cafe, and everyone was smoking, and genuinely I said, no, I'm not going to touch that, I'll just have a piece of cake. And I ate this cake, and then someone said, you know what's in
It's a
that,
hash brownie.
But I thought that was the same way as you have, like, brandy and trifle or something. I thought, it's not going to get you drunk, it's just a little jokey thing they say. So I had one, I said, had no effect, I'll have another one. So I ate another one, and then 2 o'clock in the morning, I accused the taxi driver of trying to kill me.
No, you're right. The point is, it leads to rather bizarre situations. If you mixed your cannabis with tobacco in a coffee shop, you would be fined.
Well, that's what they used to sell.
So you can only have pure...
mixed or
not since July 2008. Now you have to smoke your cannabis as pure cannabis in grass or hashish form, I suppose.
So you can't get passive smoking from pure...
No, it's fantastically carcinogenic. It's much more carcinogenic than tobacco.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It's 7 times more or something.
Oh, sure, it's really...
So here it is.
Well...
3 joints, that's 20 fags.
Oh, my goodness. But in the street, if you were to smoke... You could smoke tobacco in the street, but if you were to mix it with cannabis, you'd be breaking the law by doing that.
Yeah,
so it's a very
then you don't know whether to go indoors or out.
But magic mushrooms.
Magic mushrooms.
Or a version of magic mushrooms, since you're talking about drugs. The fly agaric, which is that sort of... like the mushroom you get in a fairy tale. You'd see a little
Toasty,
elf
like a big cheese
sticking
toasty.
on it. It's sort of red with white spots on it.
Yeah.
The fly agaric in Siberia was eaten by the reindeer. And so the reindeer would eat this fly agaric and they'd bounce around.
Off their face.
And that is where they reckon the legend of flying reindeer came from.
Oh,
For your
that's
Christmas
a
edition of
Christmassy
QI.
story. Thank you, David.
The drug-addled reindeer.
And then,
Siberia.
because it's highly toxic to humans, so they would collect the reindeer urine and drink it and get a secondary
Buzz.
hit. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
brilliant.
then you could drink the wee of the man that drunk
Yeah.
it. Just a mild sort of,
Just a
sort of nice feeling.
Yeah.
Eventually, it would come down to a tiny little, just a cube, isn't it? And they would pop it in your drink, and it'd be like a little sort of Pro Plus.
Fabulous. suggest, if you may, some uses of kitty litter that don't involve a kitty. Oh. I've got some kitty litter.
Anyone could use it for absorbing their urine, couldn't they?
Well, you could use it in the same way that a kitty would use it, yeah, because it does soak up.
Can you, like, when you drop your phone in the loo, you're supposed to put it in a tub of rice to get the moisture out?
Indeed.
Can you do that with cat litter?
There's an episode of Elementary which is based on that very fact.
There's an episode of Jonathan Crete where I weed in some cat litter. The character Jonathan.
Let's work backwards as to how that could possibly be a plot line that you peed.
I just got trapped in the cellar for ages and I needed a wee.
Oh, I see.
When you're at school, when people throw up, don't they put cat... I don't
Sawdust.
That's a good thing to do. Exactly. Anything like that.
I used to have this sort of weird brown sand.
Yeah, and they say there's nothing to see here, but there is, isn't there?
Yes.
It's a really good
There's a lot to see.
Also, I would draw a chalk line round it like it had died.
The scene of a body.
The skill was to make it in the shape of a
Make
dead
it look
body.
like a mammal. A raccoon has died in the
It's always a bit of fun to put it in a sugar bowl so that when somebody adds it to their tea, just tea's gone.
Probably the most profitable use, bizarrely, was by the American tobacco industry. Can you imagine why that might be? There's a tax on tobacco, obviously. There was a tax on small cigars, and American tobacco companies...
Filters in filters?
They bulked up their small cigars to become big cigars, using, amongst other things, the ingredients of cat litter, which is disgusting. That's a big cigar.
I think that's someone's leg.
That's
Eating someone.
That is enormous.
I think they bulked that one up too much.
That's a normal-sized cigar, I think, but she's just a very small woman.
They apparently reduced their tax take on tobacco by over $1 billion this way, by bumping small cigars into the big cigar category.
But unfortunately, a lot of cats leapt up, weed on their faces. I'm going to celebrate the deal.
Why did they choose kitty litter as
It was because it's a kind of neutral stuff that burns, that doesn't really taste of anything unpleasant, and is cheap, and it isn't tobacco, so it doesn't have a tax on it.
What about just some soil? Maybe that would be cheaper than
The
kitty
trouble with the
litter.
soil is it wouldn't burn, and it would taste unpleasant.
What about air? It's a foot pump.
Well, there's still some helium, so that you just have your cigar, and you don't have to hold it. You just take your hand away, it just floats there like that. And then you can just go back to it.
And then you go, this is a lovely cigar. It's enormous.
So it's highly flammable. So basically, if a kitten...
It's not highly flammable. You just burn it like tobacco.
It doesn't go...
You can put a cupful of litter in a pair of tights. Bear with me. Tie off the top and leave it in your shoes overnight for freshness. There's a hint. Yes, audience good. Someone's going to try that in the audience. Someone's got a teenage son with smelly trainers. Trainers?
Is that what we're
What are you doing to me? I said trainers. Trainers.
Oh, yeah, he's laughing now. Any minute now, I'll go...